Okay, this is Jacob Schmitt with deerhuntingschool.com. Guys, I want to talk about an area here a little bit, and what it actually what I want to talk about is hunting the wind just a little bit, because I see um, all the time on what I call celebrity deer hunting. These guys telling you to set up deer stands for the prevailing wind, set up deer stands for the prevailing wind, and guys, a lot of the strategies that they use are not feasible in the kind of hunting areas that you're going to be hunting, and things that you're going to be hunting, because you're not going to be able to hunt, any day that you want. Now, if you're retired or whatever, and that's all you do for a living is hunt, and you set up, winds stands for the prevailing wind in your area. You're going to be okay, because you can wait until you don't have to hunt one day. You can wait till the next day to hunt till the wind's right. But the problem with setting up stands for the prevailing wind is, what happens if you have a unseasonably warm fall, or an unseasonably cool fall, or a very wet fall. The wind's going to be different depending on how the weather is, and so you may not get to hunt. If you're like me and you only get to hunt certain times, most of the time I hunt on the weekend, usually Saturday, be honest with you, and Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. I'll hunt. So at the beginning of the season, I usually don't even get to hunt Saturday. I usually only get to hunt Sunday morning. So I don't really get to hunt a whole lot. So I have to make do. When I have a chance to hunt, I have to be able to get in there and hunt. I have to have stands set up for multiple wind directions. That is the point of this here. You need stands set up for multiple wind directions, not just your prevailing wind. Because if you have stands set up for just your prevailing wind, there's going to be many times that you're not going to be able to hunt. And if you have wind set up for the prevailing wind, and your prevailing wind in the fall is a northerly wind, and you have unseasonably warm fall, you may not get to even harvest a chance at even harvesting a buck, because you're waiting on hunting the wind the right. Now, what I want to do is just kind of briefly draw out this area here and kind of talk about it just for a few minutes. And I know I've made many videos, but what we have here at the top is a bedding area. It's a very big bedding area. There's a very large bedding area. Several deer can bed in there. Several doe groups can bed in there, and just a lot of deer can bed in there because it's very big. It's probably 75 to 100 acres bedding area. And then here there's a primary scrape area. And I know if you've watched all my videos, you've seen this picture before. There's a primary scrape area, and there's one tree, literally. Last year I seen 10 scrapes under one tree. It was type of a holly tree and had lots of branches that were low hanging, and the deer scraped under every single branch. So we have a primary scrape area, and they're there every single year. For the past 5 years, they've been there. These scrapes have. Now we have down here. There's food source. Okay, there's oaks. There's some fields. There's a oak flat. There's a creek bottom that's got a lot of oak trees on it, and there's some scattered oaks through here. But there's some fields. So there's a lot of food. There's a food source here. Okay, so we have food down here. Here we've got a pond over here, so there's water. Okay, so what usually happens, is of course the deer come from the bedding area to the food area to the water, back and forth. What usually happens in this area is in the morning, the deer will come down through here, and the does usually take this route, something like this here, and for some reason they hug this fairly close to this road. Some reason they walk like that. It may be like this, but for some reason they like staying tight to this area. This route right here. I don't understand why. I don't know why. I don't know, but for some reason they do. And the few bucks that I have seen have went this direction. And they'll hit into this primary scrape area, and then they go into the bedding area. I actually did shoot one buck a few years ago, right in here. And now, what I have on this is I have 3 stands set up. One I have set up here at the corner of this. That's not a road. It looks like a road. This is not a road, but it looks like a road. But so right there on the corner of that, it's actually right here. Okay, it's actually right there, right at the bottom of that primary scraper. Have that stand set up. I have a stand set up right in here. Okay, and I have a stand set up right in here. I have 3 stands for this one area, and they're for different wind directions. Now, I do not hunt these very often. In an average year, I probably won't even. I won't hunt all 3 of them in 1 year's time. But I want to show you what wind directions I have them set up for. This one here, this stand here, I have set up for a northeast wind and an east wind. Okay, and it could probably be hunted on a north wind, just a plain. It could be hunted on a plain north wind. Okay, so north, northeast, and an east wind. Anywhere my scent going in this cone, as long as my scent's going in that cone, I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay here. Now, this stand here, I have set up for a southeast? Yeah, southeast, where my scent's going down this direction towards the primary scrape area. And that may not make any sense to you, but I'll tell you why in a minute. Why I do that. But this stand here, I have set up for that, or an east wind. I'll hunt it with an east wind. And that may not make any sense because it's blowing towards the buck sign, but this is not one of my buck hunting areas. This is one of my doe hunting areas, and occasionally I will hunt this primary scrape area with these winds here. Okay, now this stand right here, I actually killed a deer off this stand yesterday. This tree here, I have it set up for a west wind and a northwest wind. Okay. So I have 3 stands set up in this one area. Now this is a big area. You could not set on this first stand here. I'm gonna put a 1 by it, 2, and 3. Okay. These are my 3 stands. 1, 2, and 3. You couldn't set on stand number 1 and see deer or by stand 3. Now if you were looking very, very good, you might be able to see a deer from 2 to 3, and then vice versa from 3 to 2. Obviously from 3 you could see the deer that were coming past stand 2 a lot, unless they're these does. Now, the reason that stand 2 is set up for an east and a southeast wind is these are not buck hunting. This is not a buck hunting stands. These are doe hunting stands right here. This and this is doe hunting stands. When I hunt them to kill does, and that's exactly what I killed yesterday morning off of stand number 1. A group of does came out of the feeding area at about 9:15 in the morning, which was the start of the moon phase time, feeding time. They fed up. They were coming up this way. They were actually headed out to feed, and they got downwind of me. Never knew I was there because I was about 35 foot up a tree, and they were within 20 yards. My scent was beyond the woods. My scent was, I was so high up that my scent was never in the area. Plus, I had scent lock suit on and all kinds of stuff. So the deer never knew I was there, but they actually did come up. They did get downwind of me. 20 yards. I ended up shooting her, killing her. She ran back into the bedding area. Almost completely through it, and that's where we found her at. But the point of this video is, okay, what would happen if, let's say, this was my only area here to hunt. Let's just say this was the only piece of land I had to hunt, and this is a lot of cases for many people. Okay, let's say this that I'm circling out, or even this and this thicket, okay, was all I could hunt. And actually, one of my buck stands is inside this thicket. Then this is what I would. This stand here, number 3, is a stand where I will buck hunt it if I just don't have anywhere else to buck hunt, and don't feel like walking a long ways out in the woods or something. And I just feel like maybe I'll get lucky, and kill a buck, because you can always get lucky. And I'll hunt stand 3 just to see, okay. But it's not a buck hunting spot, okay. And I usually hunt it in the evening, and I don't see deer here in the evening for some reason. I always see them in the morning. And stand 1 and 2 with the right wind conditions is almost guaranteed kill. I mean, there's does come through there all the time. Okay, so let me ask you what I was talking about. What if this area was the only area you had to hunt, and your prevailing wind was a northwest wind? That would limit you to hunting stand 1. That would mean all you would have would be stand 1. Or you would be hunting stand 2 with the wrong wind, and your scent would be blowing down here right where all the does come from, and the 3.5, 4.5-year-old doe would pick you off, and she'd stop coming by here, and you'd completely ruin the area. Or you'd be hunting 3, and 3 wouldn't be too bad if you hunted it with that. Problem is if you hunted it in the morning, a lot of the bucks that I have, the only bucks I've seen, come down this green line in the morning. Now, not saying that a buck's not going to come out and scent check these scrapes, or come out of this bedding area in the middle of the day and do that. So, and 3's really not the greatest stand. But if you only had one set up for prevailing wind, that would only leave you one stand. Okay, so your only option would be to either not hunt or hunt the wrong wind direction. Okay, now if you had it set up like this here, and guys, this took me a couple years to get all this figured out. I didn't just go in and say, hey, the does are coming through here. It took me, I've got several years of data on this area of what the deer are doing. I've seen these primary scrape areas for 5 years. As of right now, I've killed my biggest buck in this bedding area, out in here. The biggest buck's been killed out in this bedding area. Okay, I've killed, I don't know how many does off of stand 1 and 2. Guys, I've got a lot of information on this spot. Now, this is not the only spot that I hunt. I have multiple places like this. But when I find good deer hunting areas, I start figuring them out. Guys, I have a course on advanced scouting, and that course teaches you how to log a lot of the information, have a plan when you're scouting, things like that, so that you can come up with stuff like this. Guys, I have how to hunt the wind course so that you know if you're hunting the wind right or not. I have timing deer, which is a great course because, guys, I have hunted stand 1 one time. I hunted stand 3 one time this year. I'm only going to hunt them when the timing's right. I hunted stand 3, and there was only two scrapes under the tree that had 10 of them under it last year. There was a scrape right in here, and there was one scrape pretty close to the stand. Okay, so there was only 4 scrapes right there. It was at the beginning of November. Matter of fact, the day I killed it was the evening before the day I killed my buck. I hunted the area where I killed my buck this year in 2013. The area I hunted at the Saturday morning and missed a buck and seen a few other bucks. And that evening I hunted stand 3 because I did not want to hunt that spot where I was going to hunt the next morning because it wasn't right. The wind was wrong to hunt it in the evening. So I hunted area 3. Maybe I get lucky, maybe not. just wanted to see what would happen. That's why I hunted 3. It's kind of a secondary. Use it to hunt somewhere else. Just maybe I'll get lucky kind of spot. Didn't hunt 2 at all. I won't hunt this area again. I killed 1 deer off of it. I'm going to leave it alone. Leave these deer alone. I want this area. I have been hunting this area for years. I have took a deer out of this area every year for several years, 5 years. I have took a deer off of one of these 3 stands that's not even counting my biggest buck I killed out here in this bedding area, but I have a stand out in the bedding area. Okay, so there's 4 stands right here, and the bedding area, we're not even going to talk about wind direction on it, because it gets complicated there. So, anyways, this particular spot, I have 4 stands. I have killed a deer every single year I have hunted off of 1 or more. Actually, I've killed more than 1 deer off of stand 2 in 1 year. We had a lot of south winds 1 year, and I hunted that stand. I had to hunt it more than I'd like to because I didn't have other stands set up for that type of wind. So I had to kind of burn it out. Didn't ruin the area because I only hunted it when the wind was right, and I killed several deer off of that stand 2 in 1 year. But I have killed deer, like I said, off of one of these stands every single year for many years. And then I believe I'll continue to do that because I understand the time. I understand when it's hot. I understand when to hunt them, and I hunt them when it's right. And guys, other than stand 3, 1 and 2 is almost guaranteed kills. I can almost guarantee that I'm going to kill a deer when I go hunt one of them. And knowing that is the kind of stuff that, you know, in my courses, if you get them courses and you study them, okay, and apply it into your hunting, you're going to learn a lot. If you get them and fluff it off and don't really take it important and keep trying to listen to, you know, celebrity deer hunting videos and stuff, guys, you're going to struggle for many years. Now, in saying that, I've killed deer off these for several years. Guys, that's with a bow and arrow. That's not counting all the deer I could have shot with a gun, and that's not even counting some of the deer I let walk with a bow and arrow. Guys, I have let several deer walk. I can guarantee you, I can count. I haven't let any walk this year. I shot the 1 doe, but I could count more than a handful of deer every year that I've let walk off of these stands. And no telling how many deer that I couldn't get a shot at because they were out of bow range and stuff like that. So, anyways, guys, this is the kind of stuff that you need to really work on and really spend some time thinking on, and stuff like that. And guys, I've got some new stuff fixing to come out at deerhuntingschool.com, and it's going to be awesome. I think it's really going to be great. It's really going to help you guys out. So keep looking for that, and I think it's really going to help you out. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. I'm going to keep it until I actually put it out. It's going to be really cool, though, so keep looking for that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video here. Guys, go to deer hunting. If you don't have the courses, go to deerhuntingschool.com right now on the left-hand side of the page. Get the online courses. There's a list of them. You can click on whichever one you want and buy the courses, guys. They're going to help you out. They're less than, you can buy all of them for less than you can fill up your vehicle most of the time. Or guys, you can buy all of them for less than you'll spend on, you know, scent sprays or whatever. You know, they're going to help you a lot if you have them forever. So go there and buy the courses if you don't have them, and study them and work on them, guys. And put them into your hunting. And it's really going to help you out, and you're going to get areas. I have many areas like this here. This is not the only area, and every single year I venture into a new area and start figuring out a new area, and I'll come back, and I'm still working on this area. I don't have it all figured out. One thing about stand 3, I'm confused about because it's I really haven't seen a lot of deer on that stand, and the scrapes are just unbelievable. But I'm not really, I'm sort of confused about it. I understand what's going on, but anyways, I'm still not done working on the area though. This area here I'm not done working on. There's other deer trails here than what I pointed out, that run here all over the place, but this is a hot spot, guys. It's 1 and 2, like I said, is almost guaranteed doe kills, and these are my doe hunting spots. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's long, um, but it's got some valuable information in it that you need to know. Um, Guys, check out deerhuntingschool.com for more tips and information and things like that on deer hunting. And have a good day. Bye bye.